Hey guys, what's going on? I'm back. I found a new topic to talk about. It's about the Fantastic Four reboot and what we know about, my opinions, so on and so forth. I just recently found out it comes out August 7th, 2015 of next year, and may not be news to most people, but yeah. But I did know that it does come. I read online how it's already done shooting, and that obviously surprised me. I thought that would take more time on it, but hey, I don't know that much because there's not that much information that I read, you know. And I just wanted to talk about it because it's a Marvel topic, obviously. So, there's been a lot of negativity and red flags with this movie. I wanted to talk about firsthand, like. My first one is not the one I should be talking about first, but it stresses me out, you know, as a Marvel fan. Like, I went to look it up on Google, and I found a very disturbing image about Doctor Doom. And the way he looked, he had the color, but obviously if you look at it, it is very, very weird. He's got his green cape and the hood, but his face looks like a very emotionless opera mask, if that makes sense. I mean, it's like, it's weird. Sorry to creep you out there. Yeah, and from what it looked like, it was like a charred metallic body for basically his whole rest of his torso and body. And that kind of discourages me because I'm like, is this what Doom is supposed to look like? Because I'm not going to come off as a typical fanboy and be like, oh, that sucks, that looks stupid, blah, blah, blah. But obviously that disheartens me because if you guys know who Doctor Doom is, you know, he looks way different than what he's going to be depicted in this screenshot. Now, keep in mind, it was green screened in the background, so hopefully they add some special effects to make it not so shitty looking, you know? So, yeah. And about, you know, I guess I could always talk about, you know, his background and what Doom's going to be in the movie. Apparently he's going to go to a blogger, and that kind of was another red flag for me. How he's going to be a blogger instead of, you know, a dictator slash, you know, supervillain to the max because he has weapons, explosives, everything, and they're going to belittle him to a programmer, hacker, whatever you want to call it. And that kind of rose a red flag. Like, why would they do that to Doom, who is hands down in the top 5 Marvel supervillains? But, I mean, if they're going to be creative and they're actually going to put effort into this movie, what I would do is maybe start off as a hacker or, you know, computer programmer, whatever, if that's what they're going for, but make sure he develops into the Victor Von Doom, Doctor Doom that we know. So that's a little disheartening. You know, I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm just spreading my opinion. I just like talking about Marvel. I'm not, you know, like a hater or anything like that. I just like talk about Marvel. So, yeah, I have no time to rant about Fantastic Four because, you know, I like Fantastic Four. It's cool. It's Marvel, obviously. It's just not one of my major favorites, but I like, you know, you would think that the second time around they would fix the Fantastic Four, and yeah. I don't mind the young cast if they were going to make a trilogy because obviously when you make new movies after the first one, they get older, so maybe they go with that approach. Don't know much about the actors in the cast, so I can't be like most people and criticize it. So it's a wait and see approach. That's how I see it with the actors. Just mainly the Doom stuff really pissed me off, but I'm not going to take it over the edge like most people and fanboys and all that crap. There was another discussion. Oh, yeah, I found some plot details. If most of you know, probably, how they're going to obviously flip the script again, you know, to obviously get a new shed of light or a new, you know, presentation of the Fantastic Four. Now, from what I gathered, again, I couldn't find any good source material, but I collected enough knowledge to tell you guys what it looks like and it feels like for the plot, that the Fantastic Four, they're all outsiders. That's what they labeled them as. It was from the people from 20th Century Fox that, I found, on some websites, how they talked about how they go into an alternate universe to get these powers. So that's really cool. I like that idea. That's a positive, That way I don't sound like, oh, everything's bad. Yeah, they go to an alternate universe, and I want to say with Doom, obviously, you would think, or I don't know. But mainly, obviously, Susan Storm, Johnny Storm, Ben Grimm, and Mr. Fantastic do that. And that's how they get their powers. And basically, they face off against Doom, who was a friend, now is Dr. Doom. And that's how much I know and I researched, so yeah, so it doesn't sound bad, so I give that a positive. It's not a red flag to me. I heard this was actually pretty cool. Like, first off, before I give the main excuse me, how they have been talking about a crossover since 20th Century Fox. In a nutshell, common sense, I don't know how to say this, that X-Men and Fantastic Four might merge together and they might, do a crossover in the common sense way. Now, that is pretty damn cool, if you ask me, because obviously, that obviously two superhero teams working together. I hope in the future that the Marvel Studios does that with Guardians and Avengers. And that's obviously our hope, because we would love to freaking see it. That'd just be amazing. But in the meantime, it is 50-50. It's on the fence, I want to say, with the crossover. I tried to look that up. And, but there have been talks. It's in the middle of talks / possible rumors about this crossover. Now, 20th Century Fox, in my opinion, obviously can't touch Marvel Studios of how they produce movies and make movies. But I think they're on the right path, obviously, with Days of Futures Past, which I loved. X-Men. I've always liked all the X-Men movies, so I'm not going to give beef, I'm not going to get into that. But obviously, that would be really cool. That would be a great move for 20th Century Fox, so that way they can compete with, obviously, the rest of the Marvel guys, And I think that would help Fantastic Four's stock. And future-wise, that's if they get on the right foot with this next movie coming out. I'm 50-50 so far about the new reboot of Fantastic Four because, it seems like the negatives outweigh the positives, but I'm still going to see it. I just want to see a trailer to see what the hell is going on, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's other news. And oh, of course. I wanted to talk about the overall what I know about the Fantastic Four movie and what I've seen so far. I covered a lot, obviously, and so far, and I found the only thing that gives me another red flag is now, please don't take this the wrong way. If you know your Fantastic Four knowledge and your history, that Susan Storm and Johnny Storm are siblings, brother and sister. And obviously, it kind of adds a WTF thing when they cast Michael B. Jordan, who is African American. No beef. That just throws a wrench in there. Unless 20th Century Fox is going to obviously try to curve that to make it make sense. Obviously, I'm down for that. But obviously, everybody's like going, wow, it's a very weird move. Just because Johnny Storm and Susan Storm are siblings. So hopefully they fix that with, in the story or the movie, whatever you could say, because I kind of figure the only common sense thing that's the way to curve that, that race barrier, that color barrier between two siblings, one white, one African American, is obviously one of them's adopted. It doesn't have to be the black kid, So yeah, I mean, that's like a 50-50, like half red flag, half I don't care, Because obviously Samuel L. Jackson played Nick Fury, and if you know your if you know your knowledge on Nick Fury, he was originally white. So no beef, no beef. Obviously, the way I see Marvel, and coming from a true blue Marvel fan of the comics, of this, of that, any iterations, as long as you keep the core character, that's all that matters. And Marvel Studios has done a great job of saying, hey guys, we respect you with our characters, but we're going to add just the teensy weensy little, upgrades here and there. That way we can make this movie work. Obviously Fox did the same thing, but, sometimes they do kind of screw it up, obviously. Wolverine X-Men Origins, obviously. Overall, my opinion on the Fantastic Four movie, I'm just nervous. I just want to see the trailer come out. That way I can be like, okay, now I see where they're going. Whether it being good or bad, Hold on, guys.